I'm Francis, and together with Ben, we talk about our journeys trying to make content, build audiences, and to eventually try to make a living from it. And in this episode, we talk about Ben's urge to become more of an entertainer and how he's trying to involve his audience more in his streams. We talk about the importance of collecting and analyzing reference. We talk about how it's hard to promote your own work, especially as a creative. We talk about how we still get stuck and how we still procrastinate and have some things we do to kind of get out of that trap. And we also talk about prioritizing. So there's a lot of good stuff in this one. We hope you enjoy it. This is Make Now, Think Later, and enjoy.
We're back with another one.
And we're back.
Yeah. 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. You've been not too well.
Yep, I've had a little bit of sickness.
Yep.
But you've been plugging along.
Yep.
Yeah.
Content, baby.
How has that 3 weeks been treating you?
Yeah, good. Good. Lots of little experiments. Things are chuffing along. Where should we start? What do you reckon?
Let's start with experiment number 1.
Experiment number 1.
Or what's top of mind for you?
Top of mind is probably streams. The streaming stuff. I've been experimenting with getting more audience involvement, I guess you could say, with the streams. So I think last time we talked, I was talking about doing some sort of character design challenges on stream to then turn into YouTube videos. I've done a couple of those challenges now, and I'm in the process of making those videos, which is cool. And this stream a couple of days ago, I tried doing a timed drawing challenge and encouraged people to follow along. And it was freaking fun.
Yeah.
I had a blast because there was audience input. It wasn't just people watching me and then asking questions. It was like, all right, 5 minutes on the clock, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. And then everyone had the same reference. I linked to the same reference on Pinterest. And then everyone was doing it. And then they put their results in the Discord, and it was just cool. And we were just like going back and forth, and everyone's in the same thing at the same time. They're struggling with stuff just as I am. I'm talking through my process as I go. I've got to be a bit more, it allows me to be a bit more entertaining because there's time limits on things. And I feel like I can, there's like less pressure. Well, not even less pressure, but it's just like a different frame that I've put myself in, which is more fun. I can just be silly with shit. Not like I couldn't before, but it was almost like, all right, we're working on this thing. We're trying to get to this, da-da-da-da. But here is just snappy. It's like, I've only got 5 minutes, so let's bloody go. And it was cool. And it came up with something at the end of it, and then I turned that into a reel the day after, which was fairly quick to do.
I can imagine with your original streams, the audience is kind of just there, but now they're like really in it.
Yeah, some of them were in it. And I've started to experiment with streaming both on YouTube and Instagram at the same time as well, which has been interesting. And I saw the engagement on this last stream be a lot more than the others, just on like views and like people when they stop in. There's something to actually watch as well. So if I'm actually thinking about people, like, because I'm thinking more about like the entertainment side of things, right? And it's really understanding like, okay, if I was going to stop on this stream, what would make me want to stop? And it's like, all right, something's always happening. We're only doing short breaks between these sort of timed little drawing challenges. So it's like, all right, in another couple of minutes, another one's going to go and another one's going to go. And I'm getting better as an artist doing this because it's actually like a good tool to use to get better.
And an entertainer, I guess. You're really developing that skill too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's fun. Like I don't know. I'm loosening up a little bit even more so of just like, just having fun with it as well. And just, if I say cringy shit, I say cringy shit, and that's that. You know what I mean?
You got to lean into it.
That's it. Like, it's who I am.
Yeah, you're the cringiest person I've ever met.
That's it, man. Dude, I got to own it.
Yeah. But it does sound like it's more of a, instead of it being kind of like a camera into your like room where you're just doing art, people kind of stop by and see how Ben's doing. It's more of a, like, this is a show. It has a purpose.
Yep.
It has a specific length of time. I don't want to miss out because I might miss something. So that could be the kind of thing that keeps people more engaged. It's like a little bit of FOMO.
Yeah, I think so as well. And I don't think it's going to be, that's what I'm streaming from now on. I think it's going to be an element, like thinking about this, even I've been thinking more and more about this from a long-term perspective, content-wise, having more of a variety show versus just like, this is the thing that I do. I draw things and that's that. It's like, all right, let's try some stuff. I might do a sculpting one. I might do more challenges. I might do challenges on different things. I might have guests on that we do the challenges to get, like, you know what I mean? Having fun with it, because he's got to make it more fun for me as well. Not like it's not fun at the moment, but it's just like changing it up a little bit, I think is has been really fun and interesting.
Now, this is very interesting because it really does seem like it is a variety show. Like I can imagine, you know, if you're on TV, it's like the Ben Eblin show.
Yeah.
What's going to happen this week? You know,
Yeah.
it could be anything.
And that's going to serve me well, hopefully, on YouTube as well, because I'm experimenting with this character design challenge, which allows me to take different editing routes with actually editing the video that I might not have otherwise, like different insights into my thought process, different funny bits and pieces, different narrative sort of things that I'm trying to learn as well. So it's, I think being more open to changing up the content and experimenting has been like the last probably month has been sort of a goal of mine. It's been bloody fun. And it's been,
I could imagine it being, you see on YouTube those talk show hosts, you know, like you got Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, Conan.
Yeah.
And then a lot of those things, you know, they come from the show. Or on YouTube at least. They don't never post a full show. It's always clips of like fun bits.
Yeah.
You know, I can imagine that being obviously not in the same format because you're not a talk show, or at least not yet.
Yeah.
But but like you could see like, you know, little fun segments that have the potential to
very
go viral or exactly, very clippable.
Yeah.
Or even if that's a thing, to design your show in a way so it is clippable.
Exactly. That's probably the next stage to it. I'm just doing how I've done it with everything else. Give it a shot. Give it a whirl. See what I like, what I don't like, what works, what doesn't. And then we can refine as we go.
What are some of the things you think you're going to keep? What are some of the things you're going to throw away, at least from your process so far?
I think I'm going to keep these little challenges. I think I might put them on a different day. So I might, because they're shorter, they can be like timed. So it's like, all right, we're doing a 2-hour stream, hour and a half stream. Within this hour and a half stream, we're going to have, I don't know what, 5, 10, 5-minute drawings. Then we're going to do a couple of longer 10 to 20-minute drawings. They're all timed. These are the references. This is the goal. Let's go. And then it's like stop and start in between. And it's just like boom, boom, boom. All right, how are we going? Everyone good? And it was like thumbs up in the chat if we're all good. And I get a bunch of thumbs up. All right, let's go. Reset the timer and away we go, sort of thing. So keeping that, I reckon, is going to be cool. I don't think I want to do like really long rendering and painting streams on the regular because it's just boring as batshit. Like,
for you and the viewers?
I'm just thinking about the viewers in the back of my mind as well. It's like, all right, cool, stroke here and here and here and here and here and here. Because it's not like an interesting process necessarily. It might, at least for me. Maybe it's interesting for some people, but it's not to actually show. It's very hard to keep that entertaining and interesting. And it's not efficient either. If I'm trying to get a painting done, it's not efficient for me to be on stream. So I might, I'm going to start. I might remove that and in place put more structure in the streams as well, which then gives me a set time frame. Instead of doing 7-hour streams, I might do 2-hour streams, 3-hour streams, but they're really focused, and I might do a couple of them, and that gives me time to then because after this, because I've got a collaboration YouTube video coming out soon. After that, I'm kind of free of quote unquote obligations of any external sort of content creation or like drawings or anything like that I have to do, or paintings. It's all me. So it's like full YouTuber mode. So I've really got to be economical with my time with editing and stuff, because that takes time, right? And if I'm knocking out a whole day with a 7-hour stream where I don't use any of it, it's kind of a waste. So that's kind of where I'm thinking about it with that. As well. But yeah, again, and that's just from the streaming side. The YouTube video side is a whole other thing. I've got a couple of, so I'm working on that collaboration YouTube video, which will be interesting to see how that goes, and the first stream challenge, see how that goes. And then I've got another stream challenge that I can do. And then after that, it's kind of like, all right, let's figure out. By that time, I'll hopefully have another 2 or 3 ideas on the back burner to then sort of keep going with it. other collaborations and bits and pieces. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, content-wise at least, and still doing the Instagram posts and the reels and that kind of thing.
So those new YouTube videos, they're more of an experiment into, at least the non-collaboration one is an experiment in being a bit less polished, but more structured.
I'd like.
Or at least that's the
that was the goal in the beginning. But then when I watch it, I'm like, this is shit. Polish it up, baby. Let's research.
All right.
Story arcs, transitions. What does this person do? What does this person do? What makes me keep it? Da, 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 da. So I think it's just another format, I think, which is less how to, but I don't think I've structured my other two videos in sort of a how-to format necessarily, but this is even more so like, hey, come into my world. This is what I was doing. This is my thought process as I was doing this thing. And realistically, as the topics change, it's a theme or a structure of video that I could technically do infinitely because it's based on a prompt. It was a 3-word prompt challenge that I created a character around over a couple of weeks. That prompt changes, the character changes, the medium changes, the editing style changes or whatever, but the structure can sort of stay fairly similar. The learnings are going to change, but that could be a potential staple that I can just do, and it's something that I won't run out of ideas for, because really the prompt is the start, and then it's sort of away we go from there. So yeah, whereas if it was just how-to stuff, you'd have to start recycling. I'm probably thinking about it way too early. I've done 2 fucking YouTube videos. It's stupid, I know, but it's. I start to think about it. It's like, how do I really want to do a video about drawing the head or drawing an eye? You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be more about my journey and doing just cool shit in my style, the way that I want to do it. So I'm kind of just like tweaking it towards that, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know. It could be a massive flop.
Well, yeah, I guess it's going to be one that you're going to learn a lot from, because it is quite different from your original videos. They're very concept-based, the original ones.
Yeah, but there's still concepts interweaving into this. So I don't want to go too far from what people might be expecting. But I don't even think people are really expecting anything. Like, it's 2 videos. For people that don't know me from a bar of soap, it's either going to be a good video or it's not going to be. So I think a video can be good in isolation, regardless of what you've done prior.
Yeah.
And even talking to some sort of more successful creators that are quite large on the platform, they've seen that change from it's a bad idea to change up your sort of content style to it's almost a necessity now because videos stand alone on themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like a channel thing necessarily anymore. It's like, all right, types of videos. I was even listening to a podcast today about a successful YouTuber saying that it should take about 5 videos to see if it's working or not, to see if the idea sticks or that kind of thing. So it's all experiments at the end of the day. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking about with the content side of stuff.
I guess that's the hard thing, is you need to commit to it for at least a little bit to see if it's working.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to look too much at the numbers or anything like that, because I can really like the ups and downs of it's not doing well or this is doing well. Like either end of that spectrum. I don't want to get too excited when something does super well, and I don't want it to get too down in the dumps if it quote unquote doesn't do well. You know.
From what you were saying with like, each YouTube video should stand alone, it reminds me of what you were saying before about Instagram posts, where each one is kind of a landing page. You know,
very similar.
It's the same kind of concept.
Yeah.
Each video is a landing page into all your work, into everything.
Yeah. And I like it because this kind of style that I'm trying to do with these sort of challenges is a little bit more about me as well. And like my little, like just the way that I say stuff, the way that I think about things, the way just more about, come and follow along versus this is how to do this. Like, I don't want to go down that route because it just doesn't interest me. It's not good or bad. You've got hugely successful people that are like, how to do X, Y, and Z. I reckon for me, it's more sustainable to sort of say, hey, come along for the journey. It'll be cool to have you along if you want to come. If not,
see ya.
I'm so sad.
Please watch my video.
Please come along.
Yeah, I think it is more sustainable because it is, you being you. You don't have to put on the mask and be, obviously it'll be a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit heightened. Like I'm not sitting in like as soon as you put a camera on, there is a difference. But I think it's you act different around your parents than you do with your friends from high school, than you do with your partner, than you do with random people that you've met in a business meeting. You know what I mean? So that we're always sort of adapting and changing to the environment that we're in. When you throw in a camera, even if it's in your own environment, one thing that I've learned is that I've got to turn my energy up.
Yeah.
A lot more on when I'm in front of the camera, because my base level, if you look at it on camera, it seems like I'm so bored right now. But I'll talk to you like this, and I'm talking about the most exciting thing. But this is a YouTube video, or like trying to get people excited about the content. Me just talking how I am right now. You lose interest. It's like, fuck, this guy's miserable.
Yeah, does he even like what he's doing?
Yeah, exactly right. But I do. But I've got to have ways. You just got to turn it up a little bit. I was even talking to Proco the other day. People that are at the art space will know who Proco is. I was mentioning it to him, and he sort of agreed that, yeah, do have to turn it up a little bit. It's a weird thing. You don't realize that until you start doing it, and you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, oh my God. And then that could spiral something into, I'm bad on camera. I was terrible on camera until I practiced. And then the amount of time, even voice, right? Because I started, because in these new videos, I've got to do a bit of voiceover stuff. I've got to redo just sentences 4, 5, 6 times because it just doesn't sound interesting at all, like energetic enough, I guess, for what I'm after. It's like a process, it's a practice. It's not something that you're necessarily born with. Some people are probably better than others to begin with, but it's something that I'm continually working on. Like I even want to do improv classes to get better at being on the fly with to hopefully help me better with YouTube videos and on stream and that kind of stuff. So it's an interesting ride, man.
And also, I guess it doesn't need to be energetic. Like I think everyone has a different voice. Like there's going to be some people where the super chill, come hang out probably works.
Yeah,
and then there's going to be some people where it's like, yell at everything. Yeah, kind of works too.
I think what I'm looking for is what resonates with what's inside, like
what you're actually already feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it doesn't match with what I'm actually feeling, then I've got to adjust my external to match that. Because I'm excited about the stuff that I'm making, It's not like, okay, here's another YouTube video, like a tutorial. All right, so now you start with the nose and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not that. I'm freaking amped and pumped to do all this stuff, to even, But it's like, you've got people that have really monotone voices, and then they're having the time of their lives. And that could really match their personality and who they see themselves as, or who they want to project themselves as. Out in the world, and that's cool. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's fun. It's tricky because it's like all little mental games going on the whole time. Is should I do this? Should I do that? Because once you start doing this full time, because it's like full. Like I guess I'm a technical YouTuber now. I've got a couple of videos in the can, that I'm working on, ready to go. I need to have ideas moving forward because it is really, from a business standpoint, it is, at least in my experience, far superior than purely Instagram alone.
And that's already shown itself.
Yes.
For yourself
I can see it in the data. Like when I post the YouTube videos, it's a good 2-month bell curve of sales versus just post spike sort of thing. And they keep growing as well. Like those videos are always going to be there, and they're going to be fed to more people as they go. And as I put more YouTube videos out, those are going to be recommended as well. So it's I'm putting a lot of stock in YouTube, attention wise.
How much has your attention changed? I guess you were in the beginning Instagram 100%. Now there's YouTube. Like, what is the split now, do you think?
I'd say 70-30 now.
Yeah.
Of even mental attention, 70 YouTube, 30 Instagram.
So I guess, what are you thinking about at night? What is on your thought? What is in your head all the time now? Is it YouTube, like YouTube ideas?
Yeah. Like literally last night I was watching a couple of YouTube videos. I think it was Marco. He does like custom shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what he's known for. He does other stuff, but he's an artist that does custom shoes. And I really liked his editing style because it's vloggy, but it's not. It's like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at this throughout the whole thing. And it keeps my attention. And I was really like noticing his like transitions. It's like, all right, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And it's like, okay, maybe if I was to do another challenge, I should pre-plan and like do a little pre-thing before I go live for like the first session of getting the prompt. Is like, all right, we're going to do another session. Here we go, and actually film me go live. So you can even bring people more into what's actually happening. And then when I go and sit down, just do a little intro. This is day 2. This is the goals that I'm trying to hit. Let's see how we go. So it's like instead of after the fact kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking about is YouTube. But then you could micro that down into shorts or reels. And then what I've even been thinking about is how do I couple the two? So if I've got a YouTube video coming out, maybe I'll do a carousel that goes along with that and shows the whole process of what I was thinking about. And then, hey, go look at the YouTube video versus, hey, check out my Gumroad, because that ad's already going to be in the YouTube video. So it's just like stacking more value on top. And it's just like a part of a larger funnel versus like micro funnel sort of things. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking about. How do I make better stuff?
Better YouTube
video.
videos.
Yeah.
Which is a very in-depth topic. You know, there's story, there's editing, there's the, capturing the video itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I've got to keep reminding myself is to look at others, really note down what I'm like attracted to, like visually, story-wise, what topics get my attention, what makes me click on certain videos, particularly ones where I haven't looked at I don't know who the channel owner is or the YouTuber is. I've never seen them before, but this was interesting. I clicked it. I enjoyed it. What did I like about it? It takes effort, right? And you're not always in the mind space to be writing stuff down, but it helps a ton. Even so, I've got like a little Notion board, like a little Notion database for each of these video ideas that I have. And as I build them out, I'll actually throw YouTube videos in and write little notes. Just okay, this is a cool transition here. This is that, like, this is a good way to transition between day 1 and day 2. This is a good intro. I like how they did X, Y, Z. So then when I have sort of like a place that I can always go back to instead of just like a long list of videos that have no context, it's always sort of the next video, the next video. So I always have a place to come back to for inspiration.
Yeah, I guess you always need that in whatever creative thing you're doing. You need
so
reference,
similar
right?
to art.
Yeah.
And even coding,
art, design, Instagram stuff, you're collecting reference, YouTube, collecting reference.
Still always saving stuff to on Instagram. Like, okay, go on the explore page, check out what's popping off, take a look at, okay, what's their regular, what's their like follower size, what's their regular post go like, and then why did this one get like 30,000 likes versus their 1,000 to 2,000 likes? Is it the subject matter? Is it the colors? How it popped on the explore page? I've even gone as far as to make a little mock-up of the explore page and then place the first slide or the image that I'm going to post on Instagram into that, like one of the little squares, to see if it pops out between that. And if it doesn't, change it. If it doesn't, keep changing it, because it's like, it sounds kind of crazy from an outsider. He's gone pretty deep. It's like, all right, you're creating your own explore page to like mock up. But I mean, you spend so much time on these pieces. Like, I reckon there's not much talk about actually spending a lot of time and thinking about this stuff as much. It's all like little hacks and tweaks. What's the right hashtag and all that sort of shit. It's like people, we're doing it to people, right? We're making this stuff for people. I think you're doing yourself a disservice potentially if you're not looking at things like this, because you spend, like, just from an artist perspective, you spend so much on these paintings, so much time, right? And then you do a post and then it's like, does nothing. Not to say that any of this stuff is going to guarantee anything, but it's like, how can we stack that deck in your favor. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do with all this like analytics. I mean, I've got spreadsheets of different YouTube channels and their top 50 videos, title, thumbnail, view count, but not just view count, the like to view count ratio. So it's like you could extrapolate like some sort of engagement rate. Would you call that engagement? It was called something else, but it was like basically the value, the perceived value based on the likes and the views, and then checking that out and seeing, okay, this YouTuber, their top videos are this. How long ago was that? What topic was this? What tone was the title of the YouTube? What was the tone of the title? Was it positive? Was it negative? Was it like FOMO? Was it very based on a particular topic? But yeah, anyway, I mean, this is going too deep. But but I enjoy that stuff though. That's the thing. This might not be for everyone to go this deep into stuff, but I really enjoy.
Yeah, I can imagine someone's listening like, I have to do that.
No, you don't have to do any of this. We're not saying anything about having to do anything. This is just what I've found that I enjoyed. I like just writing the script to pull the CSV files and then format them in a nice way and then download them into, I've even started to put them into ChatGPT to find like themes. So you can like upload CSV files now to ChatGPT and like, all right, find me theme patterns in these YouTube titles. And it's like, all right, 9 of the top 20 positive kind of
sentiment.
And it's like one's neutral and the rest are like negative and blah, 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 blah. It's interesting, man. But I like getting nerdy with this shit.
What do you think the split should be between time to create the work and then time to promote the work?
In a perfect world, as much time as you took to make the thing should be the same amount of time to promote the thing. Like
50-50?
50-50, but that's just like, where did I come up with that number? I just pulled it out my ass. I don't know. I think you should think about it a fair amount, more than what I think I'm seeing from a lot of people.
Especially considering a lot of those people aren't business-minded or promotion, maybe even adverse to promotion.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense. Like, I've felt that before. But then I think more and more about it. What are you afraid of? You're afraid of someone, because I've talked to people that are like quite well known in the space, but they're like a little bit iffy about promoting their thing. But then it's like, well, I'm not getting sales, and I'm like, yeah, well, no shit, because no one knows that you've got something out there, you know. And it's like, what are you afraid of? Like, I was afraid of this person being like, oh, stop telling us about your Gumroad thing. I'm like, that person's probably never going to buy any of my shit, right?
No matter what.
Right? And they seem like a fucking asshole, so fuck them, you know? Like, at the end of the day, you're running a business. So, and if you want to do this full time, you've got to promote. And it's, fuck them. That's just my go-to now. Is if I have that feeling of like, oh, is this too promotional? Fuck them, right? Do it in your own way. You don't want to be like hammering it all the time. Like, and you'll see the reflection in the sales if you're doing it well or not. But yeah, that's another thing, is the fear of promotion. I've felt it before, but now I'm just leaning into it. I think even leaning into it more and being very upfront and being like, yeah, I mentioned this on stream. It's like, yeah, this is a business. All right, cool. Business time. I've got my Gumroad. I've got this and that. I'm not trying to like sneakily put it into, and I think it's valuable what I'm putting out. I'm not trying to trick anyone into buying anything. If you stand behind your product, there should be no issue with pushing it, you know? Like, at least that's how I see it.
This reminds me of that book by Derek Sivers, however you pronounce it. Your Music, Your People, I think it's called. And I probably mentioned this on this podcast before, but in that book, he mentions that you need a trait, that a lot of people think that creativity stops at the work, but really it should continue on to the marketing. Yeah. And even the business, like that is a creative
It's
thing.
an art in itself, man. Right. Like even the promotion of the course in, or like the tutorial in my YouTube videos. I'm not, quote unquote, I'm not promoting it. It's my character, Frank, which kind of probably says something about how I felt about me promoting my own thing at that time, you know? Like, it's like, oh, yeah, it's my character.
Put on the mask.
That's it. I'm just removing myself from it a little bit, and I'm going to continue to do that. I made it fun. I made it just a little bit different, right? It stands out just a little bit more. But having some fun and creativity around the business side, around the marketing side is, I don't know, I find it just as fun.
It's such a weird thing in the creative space, I guess, because even in the old days, or it's probably even rampant now, but, you know, if you're an artist, like a musician, you know, you don't want to sell out. You know, you don't want to be a sellout. Like that's, I guess that's kind of the fear between.
What does that even mean? What is sell out?
I guess what it means is that you are compromising the art to make money, or you are more concerned with making money than the art, or something like that.
But my friend, what if making the money is an art in itself?
No, there you go.
It is all everything.
Yeah. Out logic your way out of that one.
Yeah, it was just like, cool. If people are liking your stuff, then you've got to sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like likes don't pay for a diddly squat.
Yeah, there's something about self-promotion that a lot of people have trouble with.
Because I think a part of it is that a lot of people will be doing this regardless. I had that feeling. I mean, it's not like I don't get that feeling. I get it all the time. But it's like if I was going to do a commission for someone, how do I price that? Because I'd be doing it anyway. Like I'll be painting anyway. It's fun. It's really fun. If I hated the thing, I'd have a lot easier time charging my time through the roof because I don't want to do it. Which is what I think the frame of mind is a lot for like work and working is like, all right, I'm trading my time to doing shit that I don't want to do. So I'm going to try and get as much money as I can to make up for the time. But if you're enjoying yourself while you do it, there's no reason why that mentality has to change, but it doesn't feel right to want to charge more. But I don't know. I don't want to go into pricing and stuff like that, but it's an interesting psychological sort of thing, but I felt it and I still feel it.
I mean, you talk to a lot of creators. How rampant is it? Is that the majority feeling?
Yeah, there's only one conversation that I've had. Like, so for context, I've got we should got to get you on it soon. At some point. Like a little, what would you just like a chat, like a weekly catch up with a bunch of artists, some that are super successful in the YouTube space and just like the social media space, and some that are trying to come up in the ranks, like myself. And it's really just helping each other out, and we just catch up weekly, and we sort of critique each other's content. We talk around content, business strategy, and that kind of thing. And the people starting out, I've found there's a lot of overthinking stuff, and it's like, well, what would I do? How do you do this stuff? And if you lay it out, and I think it seems to me that it feels like a chore until they get in and hear about how we talk about things and how excited we are to like try different things out and how we think about it like a game. It's strategy. It's testing things out. How do we position it in the best light? How do we, what have you guys found with XYZ platform doing this and this and this and this and this, you know? It's still based around the art. It's still based around the thing that we love, but it's also just a fun game to figure out how to get it out to people. And I've had a couple of people that I would never have thought of meeting in real life. And then you meet them and you're just like, oh, they're just people too. It's fantastic. It's cool. It's, oh, sick. He's a cool dude. You know? But then they're like, yeah, I didn't realize how much like love and like attention that you can put into this stuff. It's not just like, all right, get a social media person just to pump out my stuff and then the numbers come. It's, there's just like more thought, and it's just, it's a whole thing in itself.
I feel like you're almost destined to fail if you think of it as a chore.
Yeah, because like, what do you want? Like,
if you separate them, you know, almost coming back to my earlier point about with the creativity stopping at the art, if you separate them, then it does feel like a chore. It's like, okay, I've done the cool thing. Now I have to promote it. Now I have to do this. You know, you're setting yourself out to fail. Like the emotion of dread that you must feel once you almost the emotion of dread that you're going to feel after completing something very successful. Yeah, it's just like how you're going to move on from there.
Yeah, it's like going to the gym. It's like, all right, I know I have to do it, but until I found something that I enjoyed
Mm.
at the gym, it never stuck. So I say, we talk about this all the time. You got to try and enjoy what you're doing, or figure out a way to enjoy what you're doing. It's just not going to stick.
Yeah.
Every little thing is going to stop you from posting that thing, because it is tricky sometimes. If I procrastinate like a motherfucker. Like, I'll turn on the camera and then I've got to clean my desk first.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I should shave. I got to trim my beard. All right, trim my beard. Nah, new shirt doesn't look good. All right, let's get the lighting right. And then like an hour and a half has gone by and the camera's on, ready to go, and I'm just like, oh shit. And then it would be easy just to be like, all right, I'll do it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But then you take that first little step, you say the first line, and then you're in it, and then you go.
Mm.
Like, there's so many things that you can put in front, these like artificial hurdles.
How do you get that first step going? Do you have to trick yourself, or do you have a hack that you do for yourself to kind of get you to do that?
I have, my hack is having a plan ahead of time. Even if I have a plan ahead of time, it's like the next action. For example, like instead of saying, okay, I'm going to shoot a YouTube video today, I'll already have the idea. I've already written, and to get to these ideas and like these little script ideas and written bits and pieces, I'll use this to get that done as well. So it's like, all right, first action, research, like YouTube video ideas, right? And that might even be too broad. It's like, all right, on this particular topic, or go back through my saves of XYZ YouTuber and pick out 3 or 4 videos that really jumped out to me. Cool. There's an action, go and do it. And then you just keep progressing that until you get to the point where you're ready to shoot. And then it's like, all right, read this intro. That's it. Don't read the whole script in front of camera. Read this intro once. Okay, cool. And it just makes it so much more manageable. And it's like, all right, let's try the second section and let's try the third section. And by the time I'm finished and then I throw it into Premiere and I do a rough edit, I hate it. And then I've got to go back the next day and reshoot the whole thing. But without doing it first, you don't know that. But just, starting as small as possible, but it's actionable. It's not just like, go shoot the YouTube video. It's what's the smallest atom of an action within that sort of larger project that you've got.
That's funny because that's very similar to my process to getting unstuck. If I'm stuck on something, like sometimes there are some days where you can just be like, okay, I have to do this thing. And then you just do it. Like, and then you don't need to think. But some days it's like, I need to do this thing. Oh, I can't even like get up or like do the first step.
Yep.
And then, what I do is I keep all my to-dos in notes, like the default notes app. Yep. And then I'll write it down. And then if I just can't make progress, I break it down until I can make progress.
Sick.
And then whether it's, going for a walk. Okay. I need to go for a walk this morning. I'm not moving. What's the first step? What do I actually need to do to go for a walk? Oh, I need to put on my shoes. Yeah. Or I need to stand up.
It sounds silly, but it works.
Yeah, for some reason it works.
I need to go to the gym. Yeah. Where's my tank top? Find my tank top. Step 1. All right. That's it.
It at least gets you in motion. And then once you do the first steps, oftentimes the next few steps just follow naturally. Yeah. You don't need to write them down.
Exactly, man. Like I've kind of turned away from technological notes to Post-it notes. I've just got a stack of them on my desk. The night before, if I'm living my best life, the night before I'll have all my things that I need to do and I just jot them down. So they're just there because there's an extra step to remember to open notes. Yeah. To then look at your to-dos. Because then I'll just get sidetracked. Someone will send me an email, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then before I know it, 3 hours have gone past and then I'm working on another project that just doesn't have anything to do with what my goals were for that day. So even just having the physical things right there in front of me, intro to YouTube video, done.
I like that because I often find my to-dos are very disposable. Yeah. Like I will never look at it again. Yeah. I'll just write it. I'll write it just to get myself going and then I would throw it away. But that I like the Post-it notes because they are inherently disposable. Yeah, so exactly. Just write it down, chuck them.
That's it.
And on to the next one.
Yep. Got the cheapest ones as well. Didn't get the Post-it notes, man. The actual Post-it brand, they're not cheap. But there's a reason, because the little sticky part on them, they're shit house. The cheap ones, they don't stick. It's fine. I can deal with it. Need to sell them a few more courses until I get the real fancy schmancy.
Luxury.
You wait till this course comes out and these sculpts start coming and I start selling those things. Get the real. I'm getting canary yellow, not your bloody. There's like particular types of yellow on the.
Okay.
There's this guy called Van Neistat. No, you don't get canary yellow. Canary yellow is the wrong one. He gets really particular about things. It's Casey Neistat's brother. And yeah, he goes into deep about this. Like,
so there's a best post-it note, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do not get, you get the super sticky, and it's like a mustard yellow, not a canary. Like, I love that shit. And it's like, don't get the fold-out ones, how it's like a leaflet kind of accordion. That's a mistake. Get just the booklet. And then da-da-da-da.
Is there a brand?
Post-it.
Post-it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the brand. I just went to Daiso and got like the cheapest book I could get.
So that's the aspiration, to be able to buy post-it notes.
That's it. That's when I know I'm successful. You see those stuck around all over the place. Ooh, Ben's doing all right.
Yeah.
That yellow. But yeah, that's actually really helped me.
Yeah, I like that.
I've got like 4 or 5 post-its on my desk, just of random shit. But it's like, okay, and then inevitably the sticky stuff will fall off. And it's almost like a little reminder as well. It's like, fuck, all right, what's this one? All right, cool. Already done that one. So it's,
I'm tempted to buy the good ones.
Buy the good, maybe we'll go have a look after.
It reminds me of in Atomic Habits. I think it's in Atomic Habits where he says, you know, he wanted to stop biting his nails. So then he would schedule himself to get regular manicures or something like that.
Yeah.
So then he would actually start caring.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. So you pay for the good stuff.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for that.
Or paying for the good stuff?
Yeah, paying for the stuff that will last
Yeah, me too. But only after I've tested it that I'm going to use it.
True.
Because there's been so many times where I'm like, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then I don't do it.
And then you got like a $4,000 camera sitting in the cabinet.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's it. Yeah. So that's why, it took me so long to get a new bloody computer. I was like, all right, I think it's time.
Yep.
I think it's time. So yeah, maybe we'll go post-it shopping after this.
Oh.
We'll get a burrito and go post-it shopping. I'm fucking down.
All right.
Even though I said that I'll wait until I don't have to justify. I'm going to buy as many post-its as I want to buy.
I'm going to get that mustard yellow.
Oh, yes. Yeah, none of this pink or blue bullshit. Got to get that yellow.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Oh, one thing. I think I said that I was a few episodes ago. I was experimenting with brush, like a free brush, to get people to download that, and then I can get their email. I made like $80 off of that, US.
Oh, this is
off of the free one.
Pay what you want.
Pay what you want.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's cool. That's not the reason. I've got a theory. My sales, touch wood, it's probably a combination of everything. So it's hard really to pass all this out. But my theory is that people are coming to a lot more people are coming to the Gumroad page, which could trigger, or even just the knowledge that, he's got a thing. He's got another thing, not just the brush that I could get eventually. And then, or maybe that could trigger at the same time while they're getting the brush. It's there. So it's really just getting, if you just think of it even as a brick and mortar store front, it's like more people are coming in. They've got the big, it's not even that expensive, but like the most expensive thing in the shop, which is like $50. But then you got all the free stuff that they're coming in, and then they're just the knowledge of that being there. I wonder if that's helped with a little bit more consistent sales as well. Probably, I don't know. It's a theory. It could. I'm hesitating to say that it helps.
I mean, it probably does. It's a classic lead magnet, right?
Yeah,
like it gets people into like you're saying, into the store.
Yeah,
and then you also get the emails.
Yeah, they got to accept that I can send stuff. I won't send anything if they've checked. Don't contact me.
But for your next course, I can imagine.
Yeah,
blast it out.
I do need to do that's a post-it right on my desk right now. New newsletter. I've been slacking on the newsletter because YouTube's been taking over my whole mind and everything else. But yeah, I haven't done a newsletter in ages. So I know I'm going to get some unsubscribes. It is what it is. I've just got to divorce myself of caring about open
once
rates.
You post it. You mean?
Yeah. I don't even look at that because it's just like, cool, let's give some value. Because I've just been collecting stuff to put in the newsletter. I just haven't put it together yet. So it's going to be I think a high value one.
Yeah, it's a lot of untapped potential there probably.
Yeah. But I think you could also easily squander that relationship with the emails. If I would prefer to not than to put out once a week of just bullshit, just like, oh, look what I did this week. And no one gives a fuck about, because it's like, cool, what, you posted something and you did some streams. So, but if I can say, okay, I found this, I found this, I found this, I found this, it's like, okay, cool. There's some sort of connection between, okay, there's value there in this email versus just, oh, okay, Ben's doing some stuff. And then you just glaze over it. Because I've been subscribed to Tim Ferriss's, love Tim Ferriss, no shade whatsoever. Tim Ferriss's 5 Bullet Fridays for years. I probably opened about 3.
Yeah.
Like.
Same thing with me with James Clear's 3-2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea but there's just so much. I'm like, yeah, there's only so much that I can take in as well.
Yeah. Your focus changes over life too, right?
Yeah,
you start to get less value from it. And
yeah.
It's not that you don't like them any less. It's just it's not as useful for you at that point in time.
Yeah. And then I've got to think about when I release these sculpts, there's going to be a separate sort of mailing list, like the exclusive mailing list for who can get the sculpts or who gets the pre-release drop and that kind of thing. So that's got to be a separate thing that I got to think about, how to get people onto that, do a blast out onto the main email list to see who wants to join that.
I'd probably go, sorry to give you a suggestion.
No, please.
But I'd probably go for the stream. The people watching your stream, they're probably the most engaged.
Yeah.
Or do your Discord,
stream, Instagram posts as well. Because the more I do it, I'm going to be using those sculpts as content, like actually drawing them, using them throughout the streams. I'm going to be doing a full-on YouTube video. I don't know if I can talk about. No, I can't talk about something. Something's coming up that not until June next year. So there's a while, but it's going to be cool. And you'll see my thinking behind it with the sculpts and that kind of thing. It's got to do with character design quarterly, and that's all I'll say.
Oh, that's a big drop.
But yeah, it's cool. I didn't tell you what it is. I don't know. Could be a podcast.
Yeah, could be anything.
Could be anything.
You're buying it. You're buying the whole company. You made so much money from your courses.
The Gumroad course has been doing well. Contacted 3D Total. Look, guys, I've got a hankering for a book business.
That's the new newsletter. That's what you've been collecting everything for.
Oh man, but that's going to be a cool one to talk about. I reckon I might even do a blog post about my thinking behind it. Oh yeah, that's one thing that's fallen to the wayside as well. The blog. I want to write more, but it's so much shit, so much shit to do, and it'd be I could see the potential if everything was up and running.
Yeah, of
what it would be generating. You know what I mean? Just from glimpses of how everything's been going so far. But it's just there's only so many times in a day, so many hours in a day, and it's just prioritization at this point. It's almost like if you think about this whole thing as an engine, I'm still kind of just like on the runway, kind of puttering along, like and like maybe the wheels are just sort of like just taking off.
You're still building the cars by hand. You haven't built the machine yet.
Yes, still buddy banging the metal out.
Yeah,
just fucking changing the oil, do it. Yeah,
whatever you do to cars.
That's what it feels like. Yeah. I was trying to come up with a good analogy and it wasn't. I was grasping at it, it just wasn't coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like there's so many things, but you are like, you kind of prioritizing on the fly. Like you are kind of doing the things that feel most important in the moment.
Yeah. And I think that's what you got to do. Like you can't do anything else. Like I think really doubling and tripling down on YouTube is the way to go at this point in time. Because if I doubled and tripled down maybe on my emailing list, there's no way to know. That's the trade-off. That's the risk with everything. It's like you never know. You can't A/B split test your life. You can't live like 6 months doing one thing and 6 months doing another thing at the same time to see what one did better. You just got to go with one. And I don't know. I like doing videos. It's really, really fun. But yeah, I've got to show you a video afterwards.
All right.
I want to see it. I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah.
On it. Yeah.
Well, on that note,
let's wrap up.
I want to see this video.
Cool, guys. Well, thank you for listening again. You've made it through this long. Absolute legend.
Thank you.
Hit us up through Instagram as well. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Hop on stream. Go reach out to Francis as well. And,
Yeah, sure.
Say hi. And yeah, we make now, think later.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Toodaloo.